What is up, guys? Wraec is here with a new video, and today first stage of Relentless Rumble was released on the global server. Of course, went ahead, did my bounties, got over 70 kills fairly easily, and I went to place 2 at the moment, 103 kills, and found a very great team that you guys can use to do that too. So this is the team, pretty much reminding us of the first boss of the last season of the Relentless Rumble. Some smaller differences. We have Fresto in here, we have Parisa in here. That is actually for very good reason. We'll go over the mechanics of this boss in a second, or this fight in a second. Manual casting Talene to get her exactly on the second tile there. And you can already see the Frestos are frozen basically the entire time. They don't really get to attack at all. What they are in this fight is basically giving us a little bit of extra faction bonus, because we don't have the faction skills active in this, so we rely on the regular faction bonus, where Hypogean heroes of course grant +1 to any faction bonus that applies. And then we just have 2 targets on the board, and those 2 targets are at the front. They get prioritized by the enemies and thus keep the heat off from the rest of our team. Well, those enemies don't really do a whole lot of damage. They have one very nasty thing where they freeze adjacent enemies and when they die. And this of course can be absolutely devastating if you have your Talene there. You want to channel your ability, want to get a ton of ults from Parisa, or want to keep your smoky ult up. Well, then getting frozen really isn't too good. Going to 94 here, 95, decent, not my best try of course. We saw 103 kills is what I did with just the same team really. You just have to try it a few times. There's quite a lot of RNG involved once again, but 95 already very decent. We see Parisa actually out damaging Lily May. Lily May is very nice. Not because we necessarily want to keep the enemy from doing an ult, but just because she deals true damage. She finishes off enemies very efficiently, and it's a nice addition because she's also from the Wilder faction, so we get 2 Wilders in here, which is pretty good and worked the best for me. Parisa, of course, needs a little bit of time to build up, can enhance attack speed, and then gets a very nice AoE ult. We can buff our team a little bit. One nearest ally, you can see extra 22%. So this is something to keep in mind, extra 22 attack speed, so this definitely helps us as well. Smoky just to keep Talene alive, and then we saw Fresto to block the enemies. When we tried this first on the test server, we used Iron, and you can definitely do that, because we of course want to talk about some teams that you can use if you don't have every single hero in here, because that's Talene many people still have, but maybe not Lily May or Fresto. Could be an issue. What you can do is you can take Fresto out. It's not quite that nice. You can use Iron. The problem here is, and I can quickly demonstrate that a little bit. Iron works, Ulmus works, both of which aren't too great. Let's give that a try. The problem is that sometimes those enemies just decide it's a nice idea to just run around. Also, as you can see, Iron moves the enemies kind of a lot back, so this is also not very great. And then it can happen that your Talene freezes, so not that great. And if we manual cast Talene in a second, hopefully in a second, I hope she unfreezes, we can set her back, which will move her back to safety. But I often notice that some hero went through. Now our Smoky's blocked, which ends our Talene also. Yeah, this is really a little bit of a problem. And there are some different options that I saw about this. Some people tried using Florabelle, but she stops summoning when she's frozen, so was also not too great. Really, a Fresto is nice. It don't even needs to be an enhanced one in any way. Probably just the base version. If you have 1 copy of him, it will be enhanced to Legendary Plus. That will probably already be better than an Iron. But you can use an Iron nonetheless. And we get to 59 now. Actually, our Talene still completely dead, of course, need a little bit more time. We can probably still get to the 70. I mean, with some RNG at least. Let's just auto-activate her. 70. Okay, it's 70. I mean, it's not great, but 70 gives you all the loot. So, we still managed to get to 70, but you can see the difference in efficiency, and you see all the little flaws in there are definitely available. Let's talk about some damage dealers, because in general we have Smokey in here. I just assume most of you guys have him, so I won't talk about alternatives for him, but yeah, you can use other healers, it just won't be that great, maybe Ludovic or something. And then we have 3 damage dealers. Talene obviously being the best one, the best in-slot option that we have. If you don't have her, the team still works. The team still works. Options to replace her: Carolina, Tazi to an extent. Tazi has the problem she moves close to the enemies, can get frozen. So if you want to use Tazi, I found it best to just switch to Resonating Spell. It is not great. It is not great. Tazi can get a few hits off. We can maybe just try, maybe you have Parisa, let's just try a team with Carolina and Tazi so you get to see that a little bit. Carolina tends to move too close to the enemies. This is also something that I noticed. We need a little bit of range there. Let's see if we can get to 70 with that. Can probably auto-cast all of this. Feeding Tazi there for the ult, for Resonating Spell. And again using Iron, which comes with its own problems. As she can deal damage. She can deal damage. She quickly takes care of most of the enemies, and as long as the effect from the artifact is active, we don't really struggle. So she can get like a chain up, and then she's pretty great. Like right now, absolutely perfect with Resonating Spell, keeping her from being frozen, is pretty nice. So probably, at least it looks like this could get us to 70. So a little bit of an alternative, more common heroes, a little bit older heroes. Tazi was definitely the #1 rate up you wanted to go for in this season. So I guess hopefully many people did. If you didn't go for it, then maybe make use of the swap ticket, because I'm pretty sure you want to have her on your account in the future. So that being kept in mind, pretty good performance here so far. 22 seconds, already 57. That should work out. That should work out. So not something for the leaderboards, but for the loot, this will be an option. And then last option that we are going to take a look at is it's Viperion. Not sure if we want to show a fight there, but Viperion can also deal decent damage. It will be about half of what Parisa did, but it is still decent damage. 77, so not bad at all. Without Talene, without anything, without Fresto in here, we could probably up the performance a little bit by putting Fresto instead of Iron if we have him. In that situation, maybe I can show you guys a setup for that. If you want to do that, then just position them just like this. You just position them like this so that you get the energy regen on your Tazi and keep that formation right here, because that works pretty well. Honestly, this works pretty well. Moving them, putting them in this position, and then you can put your tanks like in this first row to the front if you have a single tank, or like Fresto, then you put them like this. Keep your smoke in this tile so he has a little bit of distance, because they will stand there for a second, the tank moves forward, and then you will have like a position where they are not adjacent, but there is a tile between them, and that works out very well. Other damage dealer, let's imagine you don't have Tazi, which is not that great. You don't have Tazi, you don't have Lily May, your first priority are like Lily May, Parisa, and then Carolina. Those are like, well, not really. It's Lily May, it's Parisa, and Tazi is a little bit of another option. It's a little bit of a different team, really. And you can use her still, but those are like the best. These best secondary damage dealers are like Lily May, Parisa, Carolina, and then we have Viperion. So let's see if with Viperion we can still get to these 70 kills. This will be a tough one. This will be a tough one. I probably want to move that Parisa over there, give her the energy. We use Arcane Spell in general. If we don't use Tazi, we use Arcane Spell for the death penetration. This is definitely what you want to do. Arcane Spell is just the best artifact for that. I tried every single artifact actually. I just tried them all. And yeah, Arcane Spell just did the best. We get to see the cool Viperion animation here. Sadly, we don't have the skin yet. And if you didn't see that, I made a video yesterday about the upcoming Viperion skin. That would have been absolutely perfect right now, where we have a situation where we can use him. Is he super good? No. Is he super bad? Also no. So he's kind of still a pretty decent hero. It's a pretty decent hero. Your main damage dealers are still like Talene and probably Tazi still. She does a ton of killing there. But yeah, if you go through secondary damage dealers, he isn't too bad. He isn't too bad at all. Beyond that, we will summon Hodgkin later. So if you watch this video when it is released, then you should find a link down in the description and maybe in a pinned comment as well. That will bring you to a live stream, and this live stream will start a few hours after this video is released, and we will test Hodgkin, we will summon him, and we'll have a ton of fun. Probably or hopefully finding out that he's a great hero. So far, doesn't seem too great, but we will see, and we will hopefully find a nice team that will do well. 50 right now. Tough one to get to the 70 here. Are we at 53, 54, 55? I mean, you get most of the loot here already. If we could get a 60 out of that. 60, okay. Viperion coming to the rescue here. That was a nice end to the fight, I have to say that. Okay, we got 60. You can see he does pretty well. It's not really a bad hero at all. We got the 52 there from the Carolina. In combination, by the way, in the other team with Telene, Carolina does a bit worse. So there you really want Parisa. 60, how much loot is that? What do we miss? 60 is here, so we miss the Twilight Essence. So it's not too bad, really. If you don't have any of the heroes and you can get to 60, that's pretty nice still. So, that being said, that was really everything I wanted to share with you guys right now. I hope you find a nice team. I hope you can get a good score. And if you get a good score, let me know down in the comments. And maybe on the way to there, click on the link for the live stream. Set yourself a notification just so you don't miss our testing of Hodgkin and have all the info just right ahead. And if you just want to say hello, that's cool as well. So have a great day, and hopefully we'll see us in the live stream.